Hello, my fellow technicians. All right. I know it is Free Talk Friday, and you're going to get this podcast a little late, but I hope you enjoy this. This should be actually a pretty... I'm excited for this one because it's something that I struggled in my lifetime. And I know guys currently are going through this struggle, and I know kind of even a lot of people at my company are going through this struggle. So I wanted to cover something that has hit everybody for the last year, and no, not COVID. Okay, I don't care about COVID anymore. But actually something a little bit more important that the government's even done to step in and help. And that is money. That is financial stability, financial help. And I just want to give everyone a few tips and tricks that I have personally used in my life and have seen a massive change in something that you guys can do in your lives that I know you will see a change. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you decide to do it. Sometimes it's a little rough in the beginning because we're not used to it and we're habitual creatures. And so we like to do the same things over and over and over. And not controlling our financial situation is a big one that unfortunately a ton of people, technicians included, business owners included, office staff included, doesn't do. And they don't look at. And so there's two things that most people, actually there's one thing most people focus on. TV shows have done this. There's been Good Morning America has had people on that talk about this. And everyone focuses on one thing. And the thing that they focus on is how to save money. Okay, I am going to talk about that, but I'm also going to talk about how to make money. Okay, there's two things that are going on in your bank account, okay, in our financial world. It's either we're making money or we're losing money, okay? Same in a business. You either make money or you spend money. You lose it, okay? You're either going one direction or the other. It's really rare that you stay stagnant because there's always something coming up that you got to spend money on, or someone's trying to pay you for a service or for something. So first, I want to give a few examples, okay? So someone who works here, and I don't think she actually even listens to the podcast, but if she does, she can listen to the podcast. It doesn't bother me. But she makes more money than I do. And she actually made a couple $1,000s more than I did the previous year. Because her and her husband work, okay? I'm the only one that works in my family. My wife doesn't work. She stays at home. She takes care of my kids. Our kids. Sorry, not my kids. It was a team effort, believe me. But I'm the one who works. I go to work. I'm the one who makes the money. This lady that's here, she actually makes more money because she's working here and her husband's working a job as well. So there's two people bringing in income. They make more money than me. They spend less at their apartment. They are in an apartment. I'm actually in a home. So I spend actually almost about $1,000 more than they do on rent. There's a few extra expenses that I have to pay for. And no, owning a business doesn't mean that the business pays for that. Okay, so the business isn't paying for that. There are some things the business pays for because that's part of it and it's part of the business. But it's not my house. General living is all up to me, okay? The business doesn't get to touch that because that is illegal, okay? So we don't pay for things at my house. That doesn't work like that. So in this example, I just wanted to break it down that she makes more, but she lives paycheck to paycheck, okay? That's not okay, ever. You're making more than me and I am saving more than you. It doesn't make sense, okay? But there's ways that we can correct this. And I hope this can help some of you, because whatever you're saving for, whether it's starting your own business, go back to Free Talk Friday, owning a pest control company, listen to that, because you're going to need to save money for that. Or if you're just saving for a vehicle, you're saving for a home, you're saving for a vacation, this will help you, okay? And when we say save, it doesn't mean save as cutting everything out of your life. It just means you either need to make more money or you do need to cut some things out of your life. But it's not always that case, okay? I'm going to go over some basic things on how to save and what to, okay? So I'm going to go over the big ones that come directly to technicians out in the field. 1, make a lunch. Do not go out and eat. That destroys you, okay? If you like energy drinks, I do. You know, it's not the healthiest, but it's all right. But I go to Costco, I go to Sam's Club, I buy the big packages of energy drinks, I fill up my refrigerator, and guess what? I don't stop at gas stations. I don't buy energy drinks. I don't buy chips. I don't buy anything extra. I don't buy candy. I'm not buying anything out of the ordinary. So if I never go to the gas station, other than to fill up my truck, which I don't get out of my truck, because I have everything in my truck already, because I have my lunch, I have my snacks, I have my drinks. I'm good. I'm set. I don't have to get out. I don't have to go inside to spend anything. So if you already buy everything that you need, or you know you're going to eat or get at a gas station, just bring it with you, and then you buy it in bulk, and you usually save a ton of money. Okay? On average, I've saved about $4 to $5 doing this, because I'll normally get a meal, and the meal is going to cost me about 10. Usually on the cheap side, it's about $10 for the meal, drink, fries, you know, the burger, whatever. Sometimes it can creep up if I'm getting extra up to 15. So I'm saving anywhere from $4 to $5. Okay, that's $80 to $100 a month. That's just this month, actually. I didn't even calculate January. I just calculated February. So if you did this in the month of February, you saved anywhere from $80 to $100. Okay. Not including the savings because you didn't go into a gas station and you didn't buy energy drinks inside, plus fries, or plus, you know, chips and everything else, okay? The next one, this is something that the company does pay for, but it's a cell phone. So I don't actually have a cell phone bill. The company pays the cell phone bill. But I have offered this to every single one of my technicians. Cancel your phone bill. You have a phone provided. If you plan on staying here for the next couple years, cancel your phone. Use the work phone. I'm paying for it. It's unlimited everything. I don't care. It's not like it's going to charge me anything extra. I've opened that up for my guys. So if you work at a company and they pay for the phone, you might want to ask them if you can turn that into your personal phone. I have yet to have a guy do this, which I don't know why, but I guess it happens. But on average, if you're single, I know if you're married, you can get some deals, but on average, a single person with a phone is paying $70 a month. $70. So that's another huge way to save some money, is just from those two, making a lunch and cutting off your phone. You're going to be almost at $200 a month that you instantly saved, okay? That's pretty big. That's giving yourself a $1 raise, just to give you an idea. Because $2,000, a $1 raise is $2,000 over the year, okay? So if you went from 15 to 16, you made $2,000 more because you work about 2,000 hours a year. That's 40 hours a week, 80 hours every paycheck, every 2 weeks, so on and so forth. So you're looking at about $2,000 increase every dollar that increases in pay. If you save that money by not eating out, by canceling your phone, you instantly just gave yourself a $1 raise. Massive. That's awesome, right? And guess what? It's not taxed because you're saving it. Sweet, right? Excuse me. Okay, so the next one is if you get a vehicle. All of my technicians get to take a vehicle home. I know a lot of other companies that get to take the vehicle home. That means you do not drive your vehicle to work. Okay, you don't drive from work and back home in your personal vehicle. A lot of people don't do this, which is weird. Even if you're in full coverage, call your insurance company. Let them know, this is what I do for a living. I put on maybe 25 miles a month. And you may even say, I may put even 100 miles a month because you drive on the weekends, right? You can't take the work vehicle on the weekend, so you use your vehicle. Okay, you drive 100 miles a month. You can tell your insurance company that, and they will drop your bill dramatically. So go in, and sometimes you don't even have to call. Just go in and do an online quote for free. Find the cheapest company that will cut off the most, but that keeps that full coverage, and use it. Use it to your advantage. Take advantage of that, especially if you plan on being a technician. This is your career path. That is a huge way to save a ton of money. And as you start to grow, some of the managers get bigger vehicles, meaning 4-door trucks. They get to use that as a personal vehicle. That's one of the perks. And so now you just saved even more money to where you could even sell your personal vehicle. And now you don't have to pay insurance. You don't have a car payment. You have nothing. No maintenance, anything, which could save you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands a year, which once again, you hit $2,000, you just saved yourself, if you're paying $200 a month for a car payment and now you don't need it or you get rid of it, you just gave yourself another dollar raise. You're getting paid $15 an hour. Now you're up to $17 an hour and you didn't even do anything major. So if you get to drive a vehicle, that's one. That's another little trick. But even if, you at least you just get to take the company vehicle home, call your insurance company, see what they'll do for you, because they will do a massive, they should do a pretty good decrease in insurance. Okay, so the next one that me and my wife decide to do, so if you're married or even if you're single, what me and my wife, we sat down. We went through everything. We went through all of our expenses, what we were spending money on, everything. Because we got into a crunch. We actually got in debt by about $10,000. So long story short, we cracked down on everything. I mean, everything. And that was credit card debt. And we paid it off in 2 years, 100%. I consolidated it. I got a loan. We stopped using credit cards, paid it all off. We're back to normal. We pay our credit cards 100%. Which is another thing I'll get to. But we've taken care of everything. We're now to the point where we're so good at spending. One, we don't even have to look at it, and saving. Two, I'm putting away almost about $1,000 a month in savings. So about $12,000 a year I'm saving. Okay, and I'm literally telling you exactly what you need to do to be able to do this. Okay, it's not that difficult. So this thing that we did is we did spending limits. So me and her, we put spending limits on each other. Okay, so I'm the one that looks over all the finances. I'm the one who kind of controls it all, pays all the bills, everything. I've put all my bills at the beginning of the month. I get paid once a month, okay? Some of you that get paid twice a month, it's a little bit different. You're going to have to maneuver this a little bit different. But I made it so everything gets paid at the beginning of the month. Credit cards get paid, house gets paid, everything gets paid. And that comes all out of the check. Whatever's extra, instantly the big majority of it goes to savings. The other amounts get dispersed. One goes into a Roth IRA. That's my retirement fund. Another one goes into her bank account, and another one goes into my daughter's bank account. Okay? And my daughter gets an allowance as well. You guys might be thinking, okay, come on, dude. You're going a little too intense on budgets and everything. We're in crazy times right now as it is. I mean, the government has to give us stimulus checks. Yeah, it's time to be crazy, right? It's time to be absolutely nuts. And that's what I've done. So I'll break it down. I get $300 to spend a month. My wife gets $300 to spend a month, and my daughter gets $100 to spend a month. Okay? We don't spend that money. Okay, that's not a monthly spending and we get to spend it all. That's not what we spend. Majority of the time, I'm probably under $100 a month. So that just stays in the bank account, and that gets pushed into either the Roth IRA, goes into a high yield savings account, which is another thing I'm going to get into. But setting those spend limits is a massive way to make it so that you are controlled on what you can buy. Also, the cool thing is if you're married or you have kids, it teaches them to understand the value of a dollar. If you're the only one that works, they see that money as free money. They get to spend it on whatever, whenever. Well, guess what? When something starts to cost more than $300, my wife sits there and says, okay, what can I do to not spend money? And she hasn't. She has thousands of dollars in her bank account now because she doesn't want to spend her money, which is awesome. Because when it was just me and she saw it as it was just my money, which it's our money, we share it. But she looked at it as it was my money. And so Amazon packages were coming to the house. Everything was getting bought at a store. Clothes for my daughter, clothes for her, shoes for her. Everything was getting spent. And we were spending so much money. We ended up getting into this massive amount of debt, which isn't that big compared to a lot of people. But this is a way to put those limits there. And yes, you want to go buy clothes and shoes, have at it. And you don't have to do 300. I did 300 because it fits in our budget. If you need to do 100, do 100. If you need to do 50, do 50. But you'll start to understand that kids really don't need a lot of the things that you purchase. Me, I don't need a lot of the things that I buy. So I've slowly started cutting back, and I've gotten better and better and better. And now I'm under probably $100. I could probably lower my budget and save more money, which I do anyway. I just don't have it set as that. So it's really amazing. And how we set that up is you set up separate bank accounts. So I have my bank account where all the money hits. She has her bank account where it gets put into hers. My daughter has hers. We actually, for the kids, if you have kids, you can use this card. It's called Greenlight, and you can direct deposit money right onto the card, and then the card can be spent. My wife will go get stuff for my daughter, clothes, whatever, and she'll actually pay with that card. She'll put all that stuff in a bag, new transaction, pay with her card. Or if it's groceries, things like that, that goes on the family credit card. So then we know this is how much we're spending on groceries. So we have everything separated, which is awesome. It gets you a better idea of what you're spending on and how you're spending it. Okay, so set spending limits is a huge way to save a ton of money, because some people, if you don't look at how much you're spending, you may be overspending. Another one, I'm not going to go too in depth because this could be literally an entire episode with all the information I have on it. But get rid of credit cards. If your idea of saving or your idea of a credit card is max it out because it's $1,000 limit and then slowly pay it off, you're 100% wrong. That's not what a credit card's meant for. That's not what you should ever use a credit card for. And you get into a massive amount of debt that way, and you're dumb. And if you don't like that, well, get over it because you're stupid, okay? You don't use a credit card. You don't max out credit cards. I don't care, okay? You can come up with every excuse in the book. I don't care. I'm not going to even hear it. That's not what credit cards are meant for, okay? Credit cards are given to people for that reason. That is their whole business model and plan, is so that you spend the most amount of money on it, because guess who gets charged every transaction? Business owners do. So they get money from every transaction using that card, and then they get money charging you interest. They get double money on money that's not even existing. It's not even yours. It's their money, and they get money on their money. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's crazy. So no, get rid of your credit cards if you have them. If they're maxed out, cut them up, throw them away, whatever you need, pay them off. Don't get them back again until you're in a financially good position. You're saving money. You know how to use it correctly. I pay my credit cards off every single month, 100% in full. I do not have late fees. I do not have late payments. and I do not have interest, and I get all the points and all the rewards. Use your credit cards wisely and correctly. And I'm not going to get into it, but if you have a credit card, get rid of it. If you're maxing it out, do not pay off $100 and then put another $100 on it. That's not what it's meant for. If you don't have $100 to spend, do not spend it. Okay. The next one is for all the homeowners out there. Refinance and refinance now. I'm not a financial expert, but the only reason why I say it is I have someone who does mortgages, and the mortgage rates are super low right now. So you may want to look at refinancing because you could probably save yourself hundreds. My brother just refinanced his house after 2 years, I think, of owning it, or a year and a half, because the interest rates dropped so low, and he saved himself $500 a month. So that's a huge way to save a ton of money really, really quickly. But now, just because you saved that $500 on your mortgage does not mean you can go spend $500 more. Be smart with it. Put that money where you need it. Check car loans. Loan rates just in general, because of COVID, have been destroyed. You could probably refinance your car that you bought 2 years ago for even less interest now. And you may want to do that. You may want to look into it and see what you could take, because that could probably put another $50 to $100 in your pocket instantly. One that everyone talks about, it's a big one. A lot of financial apps do it. Albert does it. You Need a Budget does it. There's a ton that do it. But cutting subscriptions, there's a lot of useless subscriptions out there that we get roped into. Just be smart. Like, I have Hulu. I don't ever watch it. My wife used to watch it a ton. Now we both don't watch it. So Hulu is one that we need to cut. We haven't yet because it's so cheap, and we're splitting it with my brother and his family, so it's already even cheaper. But Hulu is one that we don't even need, and it's bundled in with Disney, which we use a ton. But once again, it's kind of like, why even have it? So that's one that we kind of looked into, kind of cutting 100%. But cut the extra subscriptions that you don't need. The next one is, and an easy one, is cutting bad habits. For some reason, technicians have the bad rep of smoking all the time, or vaping, or even drinking. Be smart. Use the weekends to drink. If you're going to drink, if you don't want to cut it out, don't go to a bar. You guys can buy bottles. That's way cheaper anyway. Or just don't go at all. It's even smarter not to go. But if you're going to smoke, start looking to cut back. 1, for your health. 2, for your bank account's health. Be nice to the bank. As long as, if you don't care about your health, that's fine. But at least be good to your wallet. That guy's suffering. I knew a guy who's buying 2 packs a day. That alone is literally going out to lunch. And he was going out to lunch and breakfast. That guy was spending probably $40 to $50 a day. Almost half of his paycheck every single day went to just crazy stuff. Just cut out bad habits. The other one is that you can always look at is moving. Rent may be lower somewhere else. Or, a lot of people may say sell your house and rent until, prices kind of get adjusted and go down lower, which is looking like it may happen here in California with everyone moving out. But, who knows on that one. But we've moved places. We've moved to smaller places looking to save money. You guys can do it too. It's not hard. It's just getting strict on yourself, making it work. The next one and the last one I'm going to talk about is something the government did, which will fall under saving money, also making more. It's the stimulus checks. Guys, don't spend those. If you have, I'm so sorry. 100% of my stimulus check has been saved. 100%. I did not spend it. I don't plan on spending it. That will go towards other things. The lady I was talking to you about that makes more than me, she had to pay money. She had to pay in taxes. And unfortunately, she kind of got screwed, but she has to put all that on a credit card. She just got paid a ton of money with the stimulus check. She could have used that to pay off taxes. But those stimulus checks, eventually they're going to have to get that money back, the government. Money's not free. So just be prepared with things coming up that you are going to start, paying more for certain things, higher taxes. They're going to get their money, okay? Anything with the government, it's never just a handout. It's never just free. Someone's getting stuck with something. Obama phones, Obamacare, free healthcare. Somebody's paying for that, okay? It's not free. Okay, the same thing in, real quick off of that, Mexico. When Mexico needs more money, the government, what they do is they raise gas prices every week. And then everyone starts complaining about gas prices. But that's their way of getting their money. Our government does it the same way, whether they raise sales tax, whether they raise federal taxes out of your check, whether they raise minimum wage so they can take more money out of your check. Yes, you make more, but they take more because you make more. You get it? You see that trend? Everything is coming back. Everything. They're going to get their money. Okay, so whether you like it or not, they get their money too. So just be prepared for that. But save it. Don't spend it. And if you have, that's awesome. That's amazing because that's something that is a huge help. Okay, we're done with the boring part. Okay, saving money is never fun. It's never fun to talk about. But in these times, it's something that everyone should start learning or creating a habit for. Now, getting into a little bit more fun, okay, how to make more money. Okay, so many people focus on the save. Yes, saving is important, but why don't we ever look to grow, to build, to make more? We always look at how we can save, but we never look at how we can make even more money. Okay? Because then you don't have to cut anything. Then you don't have to cut subscriptions. Then you don't have to cut eating out. Like I was saying just previously, stop eating out. You could save up to $100 a month. Or just go make $100 extra a month. Then you don't have to save. Because then you just added on, more income. So doing that is obviously getting a raise, okay? In these times, raises may not be handed out as easy. So put in the work. Go back to previous episodes. I talk about working faster, not harder. Listen to those things. If you're a commission-based technician, meaning you get hourly plus commission like my technicians get, guess what? You're better, you're faster, you can get jobs done, and you can take on 3-4 more jobs a day. Well, guess what? That could put another $100 onto your paycheck every 2 weeks or more. So getting a raise may not be necessarily directly getting a raise, but it could be working faster, could be working better, could be taking on more appointments so that you get that commission. The other one is you could get a part-time job. At one point, I was looking for just a guy to work on Saturday. That's it. I just needed a technician to work on Saturday. So you could be working at a regular company for 5 days a week, and then on the weekend, boom, you could be working for another company, throw on a different hat, uniform, go pick up the truck on the weekend, and you could go run a route on Saturday. And you could make another $150 to $200 every single weekend. So getting a part-time job is massive. App-based work, DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, you're not driving your car anyway. Now, this is going to contradict the whole insurance thing, but if you want to make more money, do that. And I knew a guy, he actually worked here before I was the owner. He was a delivery driver for pizza, Domino's, I think. And guess what he was doing? He handed out business cards and he started getting sales. Well, we pay 10% on those sales. So everything that came in, he was getting 10%. So not only was he getting paid to deliver pizzas, getting tips for delivering pizzas, getting paid to work here during the day, on top of that, he was getting sales. So he was making another $100 to $200 a check for that. I mean, that's amazing. So he was being really smart about it. But there's a lot of things that you can do. And you say, oh, well, I don't have business cards. Vista Print. Go make them. They send them. And they're cheap. It's like $40, $50. That's it. You don't even have to put the logo of the company if you don't want to. If they don't let you, go ask your manager. Hey, I want to make business cards. Is it all right? Sure. Perfect. Go order them up. They'll be to your house in a week. And they already have pre-designed everything. And then you can hand them out. So get creative with that, especially if they sell you. Or they pay you for sales. If they don't pay you for sales, don't do it, because it's not worth it to put in all that extra effort, spend your money if you're not going to make money. So make sure that you are getting paid for that. One of the other things that you can do is get more licenses, get more information underneath your belt. Okay. More licenses here means more money in your pocket. We pay more money for more licenses. So the more that you have, the more knowledge you have, because the more responsibility and the fines also, if you do something wrong, the fines fall and hit you, not us. So we pay more for that. And that's one way to get a raise. That's one way to get better, is find those opportunities, see where you can, move into a position. Getting into a management assistant manager or regional manager, or changing positions completely. Now you're becoming a specialist into cockroaches, bed bugs, or into sales. Those positions typically pay more money because there's a lot more money to be made, because they're a lot more expensive than just running a regular route. So, look for ways to move within that company, in that same company. Or if you've gotten savings down, you saved up a ton of money, guess what? You can start your own pest control company. Now, be prepared to take a pay cut, because now you have to pay for all that stuff. But that's one way that you could start making moves to make more money. But just remember that there's a lot of ways out there. I'm not hitting all of them. I'm not hitting all the ways that you can make all the money, more money. I'm not hitting every single way that you can save money. There's so many little things out there that you could do to save money. And there's so many little things out there that you can do to make more money. With COVID going on, I had a truck that was empty that we weren't using because we didn't have enough jobs to do when COVID started. Guess what I did here at the company? Junk removal. I did junk removal, and I made the trucks paid off. I bought it brand new, literally in 2020, February. Virus hit in March, April. It was supposed to be a pest control truck. I couldn't get it. We didn't have enough sales coming in at that time. So what I did is I said, okay, look, we have technicians to go run routes. I'm going to go do junk removal. Over all the junk removal we did, we probably added on about half the value of that truck. So we probably did about $12,000 to $15,000 extra in junk removal here and here and there, doing odd end jobs. Now that was, that's a company-based thing. It's not massive, but that helped. It kept somebody busy. But with that being said, what can you do with your truck at the end of the day? Do you have a vehicle that you can use for something? Is there a way to create more money somewhere else to help you out with paying down certain things? Look for that. As technicians, we don't make terrible money. We may not make the best. You're not a lawyer. You're not making $150,000 to $200,000, but you're not making, what a McDonald's wage is paying. So, use that, save that money, learn those controls. Because I have another guy, because I just brought it up today. It was kind of funny at the meeting, because one of the guy was talking about, well, what if I'm sick and this and that, and should I go to the emergency room? And I was like, I would have, when I had COVID, I was like, I would have gone if I felt bad. And he's like, well, that's $1,000. And I said, so that's money. Money I can replace. I can't replace my life. So I don't care about $1,000. And then we were talking about Med 7, and he's like, well, that's $100. That's a lot. And I said, dude, if you don't have $100 saved, we have some big issues going on. Okay, we need to sit down. We need to talk. We need to get you figured out, because that's not okay. And one of the guys turned around and he said, that's me right now. And I said, we need to talk. We need to sit down. We need to go over this, because that's crazy. If you don't have $100 at the end of the day, if you can't save $100 out of your paycheck, you need to make massive changes. As a technician, you can't be the best tech if you are completely stressed out about money. And if you are, you're probably looking for another position, another job to pay more money. Moving jobs isn't going to save your bad habits, okay? Just because you don't know how to save money, it doesn't mean another company that pays you $1 more is going to save that. It's going to fix that. You got to remember, where you go, you bring you with you. So you are going to be bad habits next job, the job after, the next career, whatever you do. So you have to fix you now. I know I covered a ton and a lot of different things. So go back and listen to this a couple times. Go back and use some of those techniques. Those are the main ones I used, okay? These are the main ones I used today. I actually used a lot of the apps. I started with Albert because it automatically takes money out of your account and makes you save. I went to You Need a Budget, and now I don't need any of it anymore, because I have gotten myself into such a good habit over the years. You create it to where now I don't have to look at it every day. I go in and do tweaks once a month. I don't have to do it every single day. So just remember that getting the ball rolling is the hardest part, okay, in the whole entire thing. It's the hardest thing to do. But once you get it going, it becomes easier and easier and easier. In the very beginning, me and my wife, it just sucked. But now it's amazing, and the freedoms we have from it. It's been a great experience. I paid for my family to go to Cancun for free on credit card points. Credit card points for free, Cancun over the new year. Free. Okay? It's possible. You just have to be strict. And technicians, us, what we do, we're such a massive part of this world that no one knows about, but we make such a massive difference in the lives of people, in the health, in everything. Without us, this world would be a disaster, because rodents would be running rampant, insects would be in food, it would be disgusting. So actually, we would always exist. But just remember, take care of you, okay? Make sure you're taken care of so that you can pass that on and take care of your clients, so you can focus on them. But control your money. Control what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen this year. I don't know if everything's going to open back up and go back to normal. It's not really our choice. It's not my choice, and I can't see that. But what I can see is how much money I'm making, where it's going, and where I can put it. I can control that. And I also then can control what I'm doing in my job, how well I'm doing it, and how I can contribute. And if I can improve that, I will always have my job, which means I will always have a paycheck, which then means I can always control where that money's going. And eventually, when you save up big enough, I know Dave Ramsey's a big one, he talks about it, is saving up enough money for a month, and then go 3 months, and then go 6 months, and then go 9 months, and then get up to a year. So if you lose your job, you have a year of income saved. You can spend a year looking for a job if you need to, because you already have all that money saved. So I hope this helped you out. I hope you can learn something from this. I hope you can start making more money. I'd like you to focus on that way more than saving money. But also I hope you can save some money as well. And you can make some good decisions out there and be amazing techs like I know everybody is who listens to this podcast, because you technicians are amazing. But I hope this helped, and let me know if it didn't, or you let me know if you need more clarification on a few things. I'm more than happy to clarify what I meant. Send me a DM on Instagram at DNA Pest Podcast. Also, you can email us at dnapestpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good one.